Here coming at you with another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video. Um, I recently posted a guide on Reddit on how to beat the Rey Ultimate Tier event, and a lot of people found it useful, and that makes me really happy. But the reality is, you have to do things in the right order. You have to use your brain. You have to understand. You have to pay attention to Kylo's cooldowns, right? And so it was the best method that I found so far that worked for me. But, you know, technically, you could still screw it up. And quite honestly, the guide that I wrote was pretty long. So what am I saying? I finished the Rey Ultimate. And when I did that, I had access to do this event as many times as I wanted. And so I did. And I did that in order to find the best and easiest, most brain dead team and strategy to complete it. And I do believe I found that. I will say with this lineup, yeah, you're looking at it. This is the lineup. Rey, Jedi Training Rey, BB-8, Resistance Hero Finn, and C-3PO. Now, what's really wild is that while I was testing this, I didn't realize that my BB-8 had no mods. So if I can do it, you can do it. Speaking of mods, let's talk about those before we get into this. One thing matters across all the strategies. Rey needs to be above 500 speed so she can go before the enemies and she can put lifeblood on people on your team so that they don't die immediately. That's it. They won't always die immediately if she doesn't go first, but it's RNG. You know, they might all attack the same person and then that's it. Okay, so I would describe my Rey's mods and stats as good, but not great. About 200,000 health, 507 speed, 9,800 damage. The next person I will show you is Jedi Training Rey, because I think her mods are somewhere between fine and good. 87,000 health, 57,000 protection, 251 speed. Nothing that you haven't seen before. It's definitely not great. You know I'm not winning this because Jedi Training Rey's mods are good. And then the next one I'll show you, let's do BB-8 because I think that's representative of the rest. BB-8's mods are not good. That's all there is to it. He has 4 health and 2 potency, and they are literally just the ones that I had lying around that were level 15. When I realized he had no mods, I put these on him because I just had them. 66,000 health, 59,000 protection, 230 speed. Damage doesn't really matter. My Finn and my C-3PO, they're not much better than my BB-8. I would say their mods are fine, but not good. 67,000 health, 31,000 protection, 250 speed on Finn. And C-3PO is somewhere in that ballpark as well. Not great mods, not super fast. So, what do I call this strategy? I call this strategy give Finn everything. Okay, and you're going to see why we do that in a second. But it's also the easiest way to remember what you're supposed to do to be successful with this strategy. Give Finn everything. Let's get past this. All right. So we're going to go first. Let's get people surviving. Let's give lifeblood to Finn. Great. I really don't care who they attack. Now, whenever you have an ability and you have the event ability available too, use the event ability on Finn. It takes precedence over your other abilities. Use everything on Finn. Okay? Event ability on Finn. Yes, it's a taunt. We're putting a taunt on Finn. Swap. TM swap. Whenever Finn's TM swap is available, you're either going to give it to C-3PO if his special is available. You're going to give it to JTR if she needs to apply healing immunity and it's available. Or you're going to give it to your Galactic Legend Rey if a whirlwind is available or something like that, right? We're going to pass it back to C-3PO because C-3PO is going to use his second special on, you guessed it, Finn. It's going to give him another stack of translation. BB-8, always do the wiggle. That's all BB-8's ever going to do. Jedi Training Ray, we are going to... Now, the other rule, always use an ability if you have an ability, okay? We don't want to reduce Kylo's turn meter because Jedi Training Ray, her third ability reduces turn meter, so we're going to use it on one of the goons. We want to save her second ability for when Finn has 3 stacks of translation, because that will help reduce his cooldowns, okay? So let's just wave at one of the goons. And why do we always use an ability? Because BB-8 is giving everyone secret intel, and C-3PO is giving everyone translation. You want those up all the time, as often as possible. Let's keep going. Let's focus Kylo in the meantime. We're always gonna be focusing Kylo. Okay, now Finn has 3 stacks of translation. We want to start reducing his cooldowns. Normally, most guides would recommend that you not use Jedi Training Ray's second ability here because you're going to apply healing immunity, but you're just going to waste it. I don't care. Reduce Finn's cooldowns. Everything on Finn. Use everything on Finn. There you go. Lifeblood, put it on Finn. Lifeblood, put it on Finn. C-3PO, when he has a basic, use it on one of the goons. Oh, turn meter swap, use it on Finn. Even if all Finn has is a basic, you still want to swap turn meters with him so he can reduce his other cooldowns. Whirlwind, just toss it out there. Wiggle. Whack 'em. So in this case, we're not going to put the lifeblood on Finn because I don't think my Ray is at 60%. So we're just going to use a basic and hope that heals us a little bit. Basic on the goon. Now, this is why this strategy tends to work so well. When Finn uses his AoE, because you have 2 supports, it recovers 30% health and protection for everyone on the team. It's a huge heal for your Galactic Legend Ray. It's very important that you use that and get her going. When you heal her, she can drop below 60% again, and then she can use more whirlwinds. That's the whole point of that. Now, BB-8, you guessed it. If BB-8 even has the event ability ready, use it on Finn. Swap turn meter in this case with Jedi Training Ray. We want to keep reducing her cooldowns. And again, in this case, we want to use her second ability on Finn to apply healing immunity and to reduce his cooldowns when he uses his basic. Lifeblood, use it on Finn. Okay, now remember, when Kylo pokes like that, when he does his stun, everybody loses all of their buffs. That's perfectly fine. We're going to continue with this strategy. You're basically just going to start all over and keep doing what you've been doing. Got a whirlwind, toss it on Kylo. BB-8. Now, this is the point where things start to really snowball. Once BB-8 gets his second ability off, it's not that it's over, it's just that it's like another form of TM train. So let's do it. Let's swap turn meter with Jedi Training Ray because that was on Finn. Lifeblood, I don't care. Put it on Finn. Whirlwind's ready. Throw it on Kylo. Use the wave on one of the goons. Swap turn meter with Finn. Use the AoE on Kylo. Why? Because it's up. There it is. Kylo's dead. We have a mediocre team with terrible mods, and the only real strategy that we used, if you can even call it a strategy, is everything on Finn. Finn, 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 over and over and over. All the way to the end, we'll call Finn to assist. Whatever. Lifeblood on Finn. Do the wiggle. TM swap, yeah. TM swap with Finn. TM swap back to GL Ray. Lifeblood on Finn. And so I would say it's not necessarily the case that, well, I was going to say I don't think that this strategy is necessarily superior to my last one, except I kind of do. It's basically stress-free, and it requires like no brain power, to be quite honest. That's the best part. All you really have to do is remember that you just give Finn everything. Finn's not even the tank, and you're putting the taunt on Finn. Like, you just put everything on Finn. Now remember, think of why this works, right? It's not just like, oh, that's weird, it works, I put things on Finn. Finn is constantly swapping turns. He's giving turns to people who wouldn't normally have it, right? And when he has translation, his cooldowns are being reduced. So essentially, you're reducing Finn's cooldowns so often that he's giving a bunch of free turns. He's giving a bunch of heals to your Galactic Legend Ray so she can keep whirlwinding. That's really why this works, right? My GL Ray is the one who is doing the damage with all those whirlwinds. Finn is just there to keep everybody moving. That's the entire point of Finn. Keep everybody moving. And healthy, in the case of GL Ray. Now, why is this guy taking so long to kill, if you haven't noticed? It's because we've been reducing his turn meter this entire time. We've been using him as the target for Jedi Training Ray and C-3PO. So he's been stacking mastery this whole time. You'll see when I whirlwind this one, he goes down way faster. Look at that. Look at how much damage that did. It's because we haven't been buffing him this entire time. At this point, I'm just playing with my food, but... all right. There it is. I hope you guys found this useful. To me, maybe I'm biased, it's the simplest guide out there, right? In all the other guides, and even in my guide, it's, you know, oh, you gotta time your healing immunity, and you've got to time your whirlwinds, and then you've got to time your heal so that you can get another whirlwind, and you hope that you get the killing blow, and you want to make sure Kylo doesn't ramp too much. Doesn't matter. Does not matter. All in on Finn. Don't think about it. Arguably, the only time you have to really think about it is when you are using Jedi Training Ray's second ability. You always want to use that pretty much only when Finn has 3 stacks of translation, because it causes him to use his basic, and that reduces his cooldowns, right? But other than that, just go. Just go and use as many abilities as possible, and eventually Kylo will just die. Your BB-8's going to get his 3rd ability. You're going to get tons of healing immunities because of all the cooldown reductions. You're going to get tons of heals. Rey prevents everyone from dying because you're just constantly passing lifeblood because she's just constantly getting healed by Finn. That's it. Finn for the win. Hope you guys found this useful, and I will see you all next time.